Shaking, shaking in the dark. Shaking, shaking in the dark. Come on. I've never seen closing.
Hello and welcome to the final instalment as we take a look back at the season that was. Last time out we ended with a 2-0 win over Rochdale, which meant a win over Barrow the following Tuesday would see the Grecians playing in League One for the first time in 10 years.
People are getting excited, rightly so, but try not to change. Try and keep everything like we've done the previous 40 odd games leading into the Barrow game. Don't let the players get caught up in the moment and the feel of the game as much as the actual outcome of the game and the process of the game. We knew that if we performed anything like we could, we'd have a good chance of winning that game of football.
It was one of those where you knew something was happening the next day, something that I don't really remember. Like our last League One promotion, I was away at uni, so I wasn't following as close as I am now. So I knew something was building. Monday night was a very restless night.
I remember messaging everyone in the group chat and we were like, are you doing any work today? Because I couldn't think about anything other than that football match for the whole day. I think I was completely unproductive. It was nervousness, it was excitement, because it was never guaranteed that we were going to go up that night, but it looked like we could have.
A few weeks before, I'd thought, if we're going to do it, Barrow is probably the match where it's going to happen. So I was determined to get to it. And yeah, it's one of those where on paper, you think, well, Barrow, I think they just escaped from their relegation. So it felt like it was set up for us to be able to, to win that one.
I think it was hard because I was working from home, so it wasn't the same routine as being in the office. But yeah, absolutely. As soon as the workday finished, it was laptop off, shirt on, up to the ground. You want to soak in that atmosphere, be around everybody. I just remember walking into the ground going, this is it. Today, like tonight's the night. I knew we had other games, but if it hadn't gone our way, it was okay. But I just knew it was going to be tonight.
We joined this one in the 11th minute.
4 or 5 Barrow shirts wait in the middle. Over it comes towards the near post, goes a long way, and it's gone straight in. I don't think anybody's touched that. If they haven't, that goal will not be allowed to stand. And the goal has been.
We didn't preempt how the game would start. Almost a freak goal which went all the way in from the throw and hit Cam on his back off the post.
When we go 1-0 down, I get a bit defeated. I think, oh God, this is going to be hard. But I still believed. There was still plenty of time. I think it was against when I play, if I'm honest. I don't think they particularly offered a lot. And I always knew that we had it in us to come back. So I wasn't too worried. And maybe that was just the hopeful in me. But yeah, it was fine.
Okay, that one wasn't quite in the script. Step up, Kieran Phillips.
Coming into the Exeter City penalty area as well. The last one caused all sorts of problems. That one's dealt with well enough though by Diabate. And now Phillips can sprint away. They could just have a run through on goal here if he times it right. Still going here, Phillips, up towards the edge of the penalty area. And he tries a shot, deflected and in! Phillips has equalised for Exeter City. He was fortunate to say the least, because I don't think that shot was ever going to beat the goalkeeper until it hit the defender's knee. It's gone in off flat. It'll go down as a goal for Phillips. And City level, Exeter City 1, Barrow 1. John.
It's a very fortunate deflection there. Kieran Phillips did ever so well to drive forward, he really did. And you can hear now that the atmosphere in the park is lifted. Everyone now suddenly believes against City. That was a let-off because it was a poor start from City. Kieran Phillips, just a little bit of luck the Grecians needed, and City are back in this game.
We're into the second half. Chances are coming at both ends. Cam Dawson saves us at one point and the Grecian supporters are on tenterhooks.
A war of attrition and who blinked first, and we weren't creating many chances, neither were Barrow. I think Cam made an outstanding save with about 25 minutes to go.
And then, the moment we were all waiting for. One cross into the box and a bit of control is all it takes. Arise, Sir Matt J.
City having to get a crossing opportunity as well. Drilled in. It's just behind Nome. All the way through to Jay. Scores! Matt Jay, the captain, has put Exeter City in front. We're 10 minutes away from one heck of a party here at the park. It went all the way through to the captain. It was a very cool finish. He slammed it through the legs of the goalkeeper. Barrow aren't happy about something, but I'm sure the goal stands. It is Exeter City 2, Barrow 1. John.
Yeah, it's a massive goal at St James Park, but they have to keep calm now, these lads. They have to keep calm. The job is not done. There's still 10 minutes to go, a long 10 minutes now, and this goal stands. And like you said, it fell to Matt Jay, fortunately, at the back. His first touch wasn't fantastic, but he's done ever so well to slot it under Farman. But there's a long way to go still, but it's a positive. As it stands, City are up.
Well, 11 minutes left to play. Graham Kirk, any ideas what Barrow unhappy about?
I'm not sure. I'm just waiting for the referee to come up to the lino. I'm nervous about this moment. Referee's given it. Lino's taken his place. What a great finish, wasn't it, by Matt Jay? Oh, Josh Key all over it again. Quick throw into Archie Collins, wasn't it? They did well. Knocked it back to Josh. The ball went in. What a great finish. That moment must have stood still for Matt Jay. He did not snatch at it in the slightest. What a fitting finish for Matt Jay there, the club captain.
MJ's moment came, a good bit of play, one of the only times we got balls in and around their 18-yard box because they pinned us back so much on the night, and it fell to our captain and our best finisher, and he smacked it in underneath the goalkeeper, and the place erupted, and I felt relatively calm at that point because there hadn't been many chances in the game. I couldn't see them breaking us down from that point on. We just had to see out the remaining time.
It was the most insane feeling ever. Like, after he scored, loads of people went down to the front and were all stood by the barriers waiting to pitch invade. But I couldn't bring myself to go down because I was like, if I go down there and then they equalise, I'm going to have to just walk back up and it'll be really embarrassing.
It was just incredible. It really was. I mean, when the second goal went in, you turned around to grab me, but my phone had gone flying. I was more worried about where my phone was. So I was like, oh, crikey. So I had to quickly grab my phone and then join in the celebrations with you, Jed, and the rest of the press box, really.
And then what feels like the longest 15 minutes of our lives. The final whistle goes and the Grecians are in League One.
Fans are already got their toes on the touchline. Cameron Dawson's going to take the goal kick and it's nearly all done. There goes the goal kick. There goes the full-time whistle. Exeter City are back in League One. The fans run on. The substitutes run on. Matt Taylor celebrates down by the touchline. He's wandered vaguely onto the pitch. It's a mass invasion of the pitch from all four corners of the ground. But Exeter City are back in League One.
You know, it was surreal at the time. I always asked Scotty to speak to the official, and he was saying, that's it. And I'm looking at the referee, I'm looking at fans, and thinking, if this isn't it, then they're coming on the pitch anyway.
He'd already gone down the tunnel by that point as well.
So I don't know how he cleared the pitch from that point on. So I was just hoping and praying he was going to blow the whistle. And, you know, it was a hug for Wayne on Greener and Scotty and my staff. And, you know, then you're quickly thinking, I've got to make sure the opposition staff and players get off the pitch safely and in the changing room. And I went and sat in my office and just had probably 5 or 10 minutes on my own whilst the players were getting carried off the pitch and so on and so forth. And just you know, moments where I suppose you think about your family as much as anything, because they're the ones who've sacrificed the most. You know, the wife and the parents and the immediate family have been through everything with me. So my thought process was with them initially, and then messages start coming through and the players start to seep into the change room, and then the hugs and celebrations start, and then you're able to go back out onto pitch in a more composed capacity, try and do press amongst the chaos, get soaked through with champagne, and the celebrations were the celebrations, and the footage you guys got, well, that lived long in the memory. The memories are there, but the footage is there and the proof is there in the pudding, and we're all part of something special that night.
When that final whistle went, it was just euphoric, you know. I mean, for a fan, it means so much. But the Barrow game especially, I was there watching Sweeney's, you know, and I think for Piers Sweeney, it must have just been so overwhelmingly emotional because he's been through the pain of 3 playoff heartaches, the 2 years where we've narrowly missed out on promotion. He's been there every step of the way. And to see it all come out for Sweens was a really, really special moment. You know, that I don't think anyone deserved it any more than he did, really. And, you know, to see that and, you know, kind of feel those similar emotions myself, you know, being a supporter and what have you, it was just an incredible moment. And again, I just kind of stood there really and watched all the fans come on the pitch and got my phone out and just thought, I just want to take it all in, film it all, and, you know, it's kind of savor the moment really, and you know, treasure those memories forever.
I was actually fairly calm for the last 10 minutes. Didn't really see them coming back. Just wanted the whistle to blow so that we could get on and celebrate. And then that moment. So I go to the games with my sister and a friend. And luckily my elder sister could also join us. There was the 4 of us. And I just remember like we were literally like leaped. I'm not sure who jumped into whose arm. I think I nearly pushed my sister down into the next steps in front of us, which she wasn't best pleased about. But you've just got to live in the moment and not worry about those around you. So yeah, I'll never forget jumping and then obviously going on the pitch and reveling in that moment. Like that's our home turf. That's life, isn't it? So to be able to go onto the pitch to congratulate the players and really soak in that moment, take some photos in front of the scoreboard with the promoter graphic, that was pretty cool. And seeing like the big bank, just everyone run on. It's one of those scenes that you could watch it back 1,000 times, but it will always be the memory you think of rather than a video. Yeah, incredible.
When they got promoted, that was unbelievable. And I kind of stood there. I mean, I didn't run onto the pitch, I was sort of watching everyone. I thought, I might not experience this again, this little feeling. So that was amazing. And talking to a guy who stood next to me, had been coming for like 20 years. And the last time they got promoted was it 2009? So he's waited 12.
Up to League One, yeah.
Yeah, he's waited 12, 13 years. I thought, I might not experience this again. So that was amazing.
So back in 77, I was on the pitch, and this time I was on the pitch again. So it was just a bit unreal at that stage, because it's unreal to be on the pitch in the first place. And then to actually just be thinking, wow, it's actually happened. We've actually done it. You know, all of the doubts and anxieties that you have through the season. And actually, from my point of view, you know, I got back into following City properly in sort of 2015. So we'd had year after year of nearly doing it. And for it to kind of finally happen was just, I think really relief was the overwhelming thing, because we've been so nearly there for so many years, really.
The party went on well into the night in timepiece, in vaults all over the city centre as the Grecians were elated. But the boys had to regroup and get over their hangovers pretty quickly as we headed to Northampton Town away, where Sam Nombe's 10th of the season meant the Grecians ended the day top of the league for the first time during the campaign.
Back in play now. Hoskins plays to Pinnock. Pinnock then looks to shoot. He scores! He scored for Northampton Town, almost out of nothing there. Played a 1-2 with Hoskins. Caprice on the left-hand side, approaching the Northampton box. Again, Hoskins is there for company. Caprice round the outside to the byline. Gets pings in. Great shot! Sam Nombe's first touch on the pitch today, and he's turned it in. It's a fantastic finish, and it's goal number 10 for the season for Sam Nombe. City on the counter. Brown found himself in space in the middle of the park. Out to Caprice. He put the afterburners on, hit the touchline, and from the byline to the near post, and he just clipped the ball past the keeper. And just just when we thought City were going to be 2 down, City are level, which he does to the back post. It's off the line, headed across goal, and it was at the back post, and it was off the line. That's it. The referee has said that'll do. That's enough for me. And it's full time here, finally, at 2 minutes past 5. It's Northampton Town 1, Exeter City 1. And I didn't think I'd be saying this, Alan, but with a game to go, Exeter City on top of the league.
Yes, in their own hands now, isn't it? Just got to sort of everything, all hands to the pump. Next weekend against Port Vale, got a home fixture as well to try and do it, and they've put themselves in a brilliant position, Jamie. Fantastic effort today. It's been tough at times. Northampton have had to go for the win as well, but Exeter, great battling qualities, great character, great team spirit.
That set up a final day ding-dong with Port Vale, who themselves needed victory to secure a playoff place. And while a 1-0 defeat meant City missed out on the title on goal difference, that did little to detract from the end of season celebrations on the pitch, as the players did a lap of appreciation for the supporters who had been sensational from start to finish during the campaign.
And the celebrations are due.
We have to find a way of celebrating despite the disappointment of losing today and missing out on the title. Wasn't much in the game, one moment of quality from them in the first half, a good save from their goalkeeper previously to that, and then I can't remember too much goal-mouth action. We couldn't get the ball exactly where we wanted it to. We didn't quite have it in our legs or our game today. That's probably a reflection on that group giving absolutely everything throughout the season. I can't hold them to court in relation to that. All I can do is to try and get them to find a way to smile and to celebrate tonight and moving forward. And the players are probably rightly disappointed, but it won't take too long for that pain to disperse. As soon as that does, then it's back to celebration now.
You know, 7 games ago, we were thinking about promotion. We had the chance to win the league today, and it would have been amazing to do it. But it's one of them. You don't know how to feel, but I think we just got to look at. We won. We got promoted, and we've got to live with that. You've got to look at the positives of everything going into next year as well. We've got to take exactly the same mindset that we did this year. Who knows what could happen? We could do the same thing. So I think we've just got to take every positive, look back on what we did well this year and what we can improve on, which the staff will do really well. So it's exciting what we've got coming ahead.
We were beaten by Port Vale. One moment of quality from their goalkeeper early on in the game, and another moment of quality from a really good player, a player who played at a higher level, to slap the ball in the back of the net for us to go 1-0 down. We didn't do enough to threaten their goal from that point on. You give credit to the opposition, we didn't really get close to their goal. We didn't quite have it in our legs, our game, and our bodies to do that, but that's probably a reflection on how much effort they put in previously. And like I touched upon, full credit to Port Vale. They're the only team I think to stop us twice throughout the whole campaign. So you give credit where credit's due, but still a time to reflect on that league table. Everything else is exactly the same with Forest Green in terms of games won, draws, losses. The only thing we've lost out on is goal difference.
That was a bonus, because as Matt and the players have said all along, that we were never in the hunt for the title. It was crazy really how the season developed, and how when you look back and see the end table, that we finished level on points with Forest Green with the same number of wins, draws and defeats. It was crazy really. But that Northampton away game, I don't think I've ever experienced an away end quite like it. It was proper party time up at Northampton, and everyone just wanted promotion. If we were offered second place at the start of the season and winning promotion, everyone would have snapped your hand off without a shadow of a doubt. So then going into the final game of the season against Port Vale, of course, the expectation was slightly different because we were suddenly, leading the title chase, and it was ours to lose, so to speak. And it was disappointing, for a sort of hour or two, I suppose, after the game, I was gutted because those opportunities don't come around too often. And I hope the players don't look back on that and have too much regret, because what they've achieved this season is quite outstanding. And I hope, similar to myself, their pain lasted for a couple of hours, and then they looked back and thought, no, actually, we've had a really good season. And, we certainly had a good night out that Saturday night, didn't we, after the Port Vale game?
We might not have won the title, but there was still plenty to celebrate. On Monday, the 9th of May, the City squad and staff set out down the high street on 2 open-top buses. And boy, did the Grecians fans turn out in their droves as we headed to the Guildhall for one final celebration. Check out the best bits here, including a wonderful bit of camera work from Josh Coley.
There he is, Joshua, the main man. Let's go! Hey!
Yeah, man. Is that on, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's on, but it's live. Can we stop by the offline? Let's go! Well, I mean, everyone's been a bit boring, but I'll take the lead on this GoPro.
Up the boys, let's go.
Nice, you. Nice.
It's really fisheye, so you can like get really close and they'll see my whole face.
Oh my god.
You're ugly,
You just look like a...
Oh, sorry. So, if you want to check. God, it's so ugly.
That's ugly, that is.
I don't know what you know. I was
Super, 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 mate.
Fantastic, well done. Would you like to say anything to them?
Yeah, thanks, man. He tried to make me see it off, man. I've had a heavy couple of days. I can't see it off, man.
Slight promotion.
That is all we've got time for. Thank you so much for watching this special 4-part edition as we looked back on the season that was. The Grecians finally gained promotion to League One after 10 years, and boy, doesn't it feel good. To the supporters, whether you're here for every match, one match, whether you're from Exeter or from afar, thank you so much for your support. It's made more of a difference than you will ever know. Oh, and one last thing, in case you'd forgotten.